Good morning, friends. Today I come to you to share the next portion of my book, The Calling, starting on page 18. Then saith he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. Matthew 9:37-38. After Ron went home, we continued to write letters and even call. Towards the end of April, I went to a 3-day missionary conference along with my best friend's sister in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. There were speakers there from Africa, but none from Mexico. I cried as I looked at the people from across the sea and heard their moving testimonies. At the end of one of the services, a plea was put forth that if you felt like God was calling you to mission work, to raise your hand, to stand. All eyes were closed, and I felt God calling me to Mexico. My hand was raised. I timidly stood as they prayed over those who were saying yes to God in this moment. Later that night in the room we were staying, I did confide in this friend with me that I was one of them that had said yes, that had stood to answer the call. But when I went home, I did not share with anyone else what I felt in my heart. A few days later, over the phone, Ron asked me to be his official girlfriend, and I said yes. We had been writing for over a year. There was a youth camp coming up that summer in his area, and he wanted me to come. He had a job and said he would pay my way. My mom had a full-time job, and there was no way she could drive me. I talked with my best friend, and we talked her mom into giving her enough money to go with me on the bus. I was 16 and she was 15, and we rode the bus from Arkansas to Indiana by ourselves. There were some people we knew not happy about that. I totally understand that now. But God was good and kept his hand upon us. On the last night of youth camp, and the night before we were to leave, he asked me to marry him, totally bald, as he had lost all his hair again after the last radiation treatment. That didn't matter to me at all. I said yes, but before this I questioned him. Would you be willing to go with me to Mexico? I feel like God has called me to Mexico. I had not shared this with him before. He said he would be willing to go. I would not have agreed to marry him without that assurance. And that concludes my reading today on page 19. And I hope you are enjoying following along with me reading The Calling. And I encourage you to go to Amazon.com today and purchase your very own copy or a copy for one of your friends. God bless you.